Can I confess something to you, Janelle?
Of course, Eric. This is a safe space just between you and me.
Well, that isn't true, but look, we're in the middle of this series where we're talking about team, problem, solution, market, and traction, which are the 5 pillars of a great founder seed pitch. And today we're supposed to be talking about solution, but the confession I have is I really don't care about the solution when it comes to a pitch.
Wow. Okay, your secret is safe with me, as well as our entire Uncapped Notes audience viewing this video. Today we're talking about solution, part 3 of our 5-part series. Eric, can you share a bit more about why you say you don't care about solution when it comes to a pitch?
Solution to me is the product or service that the founder is trying to create to solve the given problem that they have identified. And when I say I don't care, I don't really mean that. But what I'm more referring to is that we're in an era where technical risk in delivering a good software product has been diminished.
Say more.
All right. So I'm mostly referring to software companies, which are the types of companies that we invest in at Hustle Fund. Obviously, technical risk is a huge thing if you're building a life sciences, hardware, other categories of deep tech company. But with software, things have changed a lot. I once had a business partner who had a startup in the 90s, and he raised $10 million. He used the first $5 million to buy servers.
What now?
Yeah, I mean actually buying servers, the hardware, the racks, and he and the team spent nights and weekends literally creating all the stuff that Amazon AWS can offer with a click of a button today, along with actually coding software products in old languages like C. So back then, there was substantial technical risk.
Ah, okay, I see what you mean. Today, building software is a lot more de-risked. There are awesome low to no code solutions like Webflow, Bubble, and others, as well as other AI tools like Replit for making software fairly easy and fast. Tools today allow people to produce more with a lot less. So let's talk about what founders should focus their attention on when describing their solution. Again, that is their product or service to a VC.
Yeah, on our pre-seed investing team, we try to understand, one, what the founders are prioritizing in their MVP, minimal viable product. 2, what is the persona that they're serving? And 3, why is their existing MVP a solid foundation or start to building out their full vision over time? Janelle, let's start with that first one, understanding what the founders are prioritizing.
So when you're raising capital, we do think that it's important to have at least some MVP to present to an investor, but it doesn't have to be perfect. Our team is trying to understand what were the first critical features or use cases solved with this early product and why these founders made their choices in this early product.
The MVP is a good clue into how founders are thinking about everything. Their problem, consumers, market, etc. And drilling into why they made these choices is a good way to understand how they are thinking.
We don't have to necessarily agree 100%, but we want to be able to follow some credible logic behind their decisions. And this is a good segue into part 2 of understanding what personas the founders care about serving.
Yeah, so let's define persona. This is an archetype or example of someone in a specific role who would be using your solution. An example is if Janel is creating a sales enablement tool, maybe her core persona is an account executive at a large software enterprise.
Persona is important to understand because usually an MVP is serving just 1 or 2 critical personas. And understanding why the founders chose these personas also gives you a clue about their strategy and vision for the future.
For our team, we care about how the founders are identifying and judging the first users for their product and how they will be able to build out their product over time to perhaps include other personas.
Speaking about building over time, the last part of what we are testing around solution is understanding how this MVP ties into the larger, full vision for the end solution for this company.
We don't need to see a month by month project plan over 5 years, but we want to see some logic as to what key milestones need to be reached to make the case that this solution can scale to hundreds of millions, ideally billions, in annual revenue over time, serving a huge audience of users.
All right. If you're a founder trying to raise pre-seed or seed capital, the common mistake we see is that founders obsess a little too much about trying to build out a more robust product or service before they try to pitch a VC.
The takeaway from this Uncapped Notes episode is that you can pitch with an early MVP, even if it's rough or ugly, and still do well in a fundraise, so long as you can clearly explain why you prioritize your initial features, why you chose specific personas for your MVP, and how you're going to build out from here in the long term.
Founders, stay tuned for the next Uncapped Notes episode in this 5-part series on the 5 key pillars for a great seed pitch. The next one will cover market.
Stay tuned, and don't forget to like and subscribe to Uncapped Notes.